Yo, hello. Oh, I got video audio playing. That's super
Yeah.
awkward. It's the second time I've done that.
What's up, everybody?
Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. This weekend was beautiful again. Except today it rained, but it should be gorgeous. So hope y'all are able to enjoy it.
Yep. How was it here on Saturday?
It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It
Okay,
was
so
like
just
20. It was like
across the
sunny
board.
all day, nice breeze, so it wasn't too hot.
Yeah. No, we went to a wedding in Niagara on the Lake, and it was just the perfect day. And I was like,
How come you
"Holy
didn't invite
shit!"
us? It's fucked.
Imagine going to someone else's wedding and inviting, like, "Hey, I'm bringing the boys."
Bring
I got a,
you say, hey, I'm here to cause a ruckus, and
yeah,
then you
that's
just
right. I got a +6 real quick. Yeah, no, it was
there's only two of
fantastic.
us though, two other people. What do you got +6?
Why I imagine you'd bring your partners.
No, no, no,
And
no, no, no.
oh no,
No.
okay,
Just causing a ruckus is invited.
that's true. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so it was breezy yesterday, and I made a joke. I was like almost like Chris, and they're like, "Who is Chris?" I was like, "Chris Breezy." Come on, guys. They're like, "Oh, I get
Lame
it,
setup,
I
man.
get it." And I was like, "Oh."
Too little,
I
too
was,
late.
I was really disappointed in them. Thought they would have got that one. They're a fan of the urban culture, so I thought they would have known who I was referencing.
Urban culture. Oh goodness. Yo, so like I said, I was at that wedding yesterday, and yo, the MC was the best MC I've ever seen at a wedding. Like the guy was killing it. His name was like Uncle something. He was like
Was
this.
he actually an uncle, or like they just called him that?
I assumed he was an uncle, but he's like this white Trini guy, and I'm telling you, the guy was killer. So like afterwards, like we're all mingling and stuff, and I go up to him and jokingly, because I don't fucking know this guy. I don't really know anyone at the wedding because I was the +1. I go up to him, I'm like, "Hey man, like, yo, you gonna come MC my wedding?" And he's like, "Hey, you give me the paperwork, you give me the details on everybody, and I'll do it." And I'm like, "Sick." And then I overhear him talking to someone else, and he knows nobody at the wedding. He was actually hired to be the MC. And I was like, "Oh, like I'm making a joke because I think you're their uncle." And I'm like, "Oh, come to my wedding." And but no, he does this as this. I'm like, "Motherfucker, I'm not paying you to come to my wedding." No, no, you were amazing, but
that
no,
that's interesting. Like, it's even more fascinating that someone does that professionally, but like doesn't know the people ahead of like that. That's
right?
that's fascinating.
That's what was crazy because he was so organic about it too. Like, and he had all these well, because obviously they gave him details to work off of, but
Is
like
that
the
is he
guy was
more
good.
expensive because he's organic?
He had no GMOs. Yo, bring him. I'm down. The guy was sick.
He goes by just uncle.
Yeah, no, the guy was good. I'm thinking I'm gonna get so invested in this podcast that like our wedding itinerary and stuff, everything's gonna have the Causing a Ruckus logo on it. My wife's gonna fucking hate it, but like my suit,
That's
I'll have like a
cool.
Causing a Ruckus like bow tie or something.
Yeah, my
Just one of the
pocket
shirts
square.
underneath.
My
Yeah.
my pocket square will have our animated characters.
Yeah, yo, sick. We should all get pins. We should all get pins for the wedding.
What?
Yeah. Welcome to Causing Rocks. I mean, Lee and Emma's wedding. Oops. Yeah,
That's good.
that's how hard I'm going in on this.
Yo, do you think we could do an episode? Um, would we do an episode there?
We could.
Because
We
we
would
land
have,
we land Saturday, right?
and there's Wi-Fi everywhere. Like if one of us just brings a laptop, it'd be a pretty kind of a shitty setup, but like we could. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I
We'll
wouldn't.
see. We'll see as we get closer.
The laptop would have the camera. Yeah, that's fair.
You're gonna have to
Yo,
do
who
your
knows?
ones.
Because I'm gonna go check the place out in November. I'm gonna see if they have the means for us. Like,
Yo, try to do like a live stream while you're there, so we can
yeah,
see like while you're
sure,
connected what it's like.
yeah. But like, I mean, they have like it's the Hard Rock, so they. I mean, I don't imagine they have a studio for
What
us
are
to work
soft
in. But
rocks? Aren't all rocks hard? Like, why isn't
sand,
it just
baby,
called? Why isn't it just called the rock? Like rock.
rock. It's true. I guess some rocks are
It's
soft.
kind of self-explanatory. No, they're not. Then they're not. Are they really?
Molten
Are they
rock.
really?
Molten
Are they really a
rock.
rock then?
It's true. That's a good question.
Does being hard make you a rock? Because if so, call me a rock. But
would you call gold a rock?
no.
Okay, but then all right, because gold's pretty soft. So if it's not a rock, then I don't know.
Is it soft?
Yeah, gold is soft. Like 24
Like
karat gold.
you talk shit about it and it cries?
Yeah, it's a little bitch.
That's fucked.
What kind of shit talk could you talk to gold? How you dissing it? You're so fucking valuable.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone likes you better when you're white.
That
would hurt its feelings. That's fucked.
I'm sorry, were you still talking to me or about gold?
Who knows? That's for the chat to decide.
Yeah.
And for us to get canceled. I was talking about
true.
gold, just so everyone knows. Just in case.
That's weird. I just changed my name to Gold, so.
Oh, shit. What's everyone drinking tonight?
I'm still doing shots of. I should be finishing this up today.
I'm drinking
tequila. That's tequila.
I almost just dropped it all over my desk. Yeah, me, Caleb. Any good?
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't sound great.
Yeah. Yo, I owe you a case of Bangarang because it was in my trunk and it was hot yesterday. And I was like, it's gonna go bad, so I just served it at the front. Yeah, because I was like, I don't want to leave it in the car and then it gets all. I don't know how long it can stay warm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a geologist, so I don't know what the expiry date is on
Lukasz, we're having audio issues with you on YouTube.
Oh no. What kind of issues?
Like he has no audio. So that's actually probably not an issue.
Yeah, it's not an issue.
Yeah, like this is the best podcast to date.
How about?
I really like this show.
There we go.
No audio in what sense? Like
no. So what happened was like my mic, because when I guess flipped my thing, it like connected my headset. So I had my headset linked in because I just connected the one time, disconnected it.
So everyone can still hear us though.
Yeah. You're fine.
Does it connect? Does it? Sorry. Does your mic automatically turn off when you flip it up?
Yes.
Oh,
so.
Very cool.
And yeah, then
this chat probably just ruined it. Oh.
We're good.
Yeah. Carl, he just said you're muted the entire time. Carl, tell us if it's better that way.
Yeah, Carl, let us know if it's better that way, and we'll try and keep that as a standard.
Next time, we'll just ask our mod not to call it out.
Yeah, keep that shit to yourself.
You're supposed to call it when things are wrong.
Yeah, not when things are going the best ever. You guys are too successful right now. Ruin it a little.
We were almost at Joe Rogan level there before Luke,
exactly.
The audio was off. Yeah.
And then it was just a immediate, just
so
awful.
So all y'all, yeah. That's why he didn't say anything.
That's true.
For you guys tuning in, this is kind of an AMA, so ask Matt anything. Ask any of us anything, and we'll go around. So we've all brought some questions, and we each have to answer it honestly. So if you have questions throughout the episode, fucking shoot.
Yeah, two things. This episode's going to be highly chat engaging. We'll give you guys lots of attention, but also there are no outs to these questions. It's answer or answer. Like no drink penalty.
What's the second answer? Do you have to answer like differently in a different tone?
You just have to say it twice, like you're Jacob Tutu.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no outs, no matter what.
I just did.
I did. Fuck, I didn't even realize that was subconscious.
Oops. But before we get into it, Lee with Joke of the Week, you got hit some good stuff right here.
My turn.
What was that? Oh, I don't know what it is.
This joke's a little, maybe, kind of offensive. But bring it. How do you know if your wife is dead?
How do you know?
Let's hear it.
Well, the sex stays the same, but the dishes start to pile up.
That's fuck. That's brutal, dude. Where did you hear that?
You had to hear that from a relative.
No, it was at one of the speeches at the wedding yesterday. No.
That's fucked.
No, I totally forgot it was my joke of the week. So like 10 minutes before we started, I was on Google finding shit, and that was there. So I was like, this is great. I'll use it.
That's a good one. I've never heard that one before. That's funny.
Yeah,
That's good. I will drink to that.
Wicked.
The worst part about it too is not the part that you're having sex with a dead person, but you're having sex with your wife. That's the worst part.
And the kitchen is still dirty? What the fuck?
Like, you go into the kitchen, babe. Babe.
Tired her out.
Where's my favorite fork? It's still dirty.
My favorite fork. That's so jokes.
Babe, all my
Yo,
socks are covered in jizz. When are you gonna do the laundry?
Not filled. The cover.
You just strudel
I
your
don't jizz
socks?
in or on socks. So I don't know how this works. I don't know how to
Okay,
do
man. Only someone who jizzes on socks would say that.
I only do it on scarves.
But no, what Lee does is he strudels it, then he puts another sock over top so it's like a little sandwich.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So keep the socks together when they go into laundry. Smart.
Yo,
It's 5,000 IQ.
God says, how many times did you beat up the corpse for not doing the dishes?
Yo, that's fine.
It's an AMA. There's nothing out of the line.
We didn't talk about how they died.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. That's too far. I don't condone
It was a
any of
great
that.
run.
It's just
It was a
dark
great
humor.
run.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be funny. It's
We
not.
don't condone any of this.
I don't condone hitting people.
Or having sex with your wives.
I don't condone that either. No.
Yeah.
No babies.
No, not you with their wives. I mean, like the viewers with their wives.
What?
I don't mean you.
Yeah, Lee thought he had consensual. I could have sex with anyone's wife.
No.
And my dishes are still not done.
What the fuck? Where's the trade-off?
All right, let's swing into the real thing, the AMA, the AMA.
Yeah, if you guys don't see us next week, it's because we got canceled for that joke. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, 100%.
Oops.
A lot of mine are more like, I think they're somewhat deeper.
Like thought provoking.
Excuse me, not necessarily that. More like reflective. So we'll all be better people by the time we leave. Especially after that joke. I knew.
Yeah.
I had a feeling these jokes was gonna be bad.
We can
Not in
only
that
go
way,
up
but-
from here. We can only
I
go
want
up.
Matty's question to be like, so Lee, why don't you do the dishes? He just sits back and reflects.
Fuck, I never thought of it that way. All right, do you want me to shoot then? So yeah, again, for everyone there,
We'll
we're gonna
take-
just
we'll
go
take
around
turns.
in rotation. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
go
take
right. So we'll each take a turn asking a question, but then we all answer that question.
Yeah, can you go last in this first round? Because like if you start off on like a nice deep
Yeah.
one and Luke's and I have a stupid one, like I don't want to.
Yeah, yeah.
I have
that's
zero.
fine,
I have
that's
zero deep questions.
Yeah, I don't really.
So-
I have a couple maybe.
fine. What is the best advice you've ever been given or heard?
Ooh. That's tough. I don't think I can narrow it down to the best because I've actually no.
It's,
You know
it's
what?
not a hard. It's like it's not an open-ended question. Like it's the best. We want to hear
The
it.
best, number one. Straight up, the one that probably stuck with me the most. I feel like I may have said it on this podcast before, but I'm gonna say it again. I don't care. I must have been somewhere around the age of 10. Yeah, which makes sense because I think my brother was in like first year uni and he's 9 years older than me. So he's going off to university. Every weekend he would go stay at my uncle's house in Toronto. He'd go on like Sundays, come home, I think on like Wednesday or Thursday. It was one of those days he was going off to university. Going downtown. And I'm sitting in my room playing video games. He has his stuff packed. He's leaving the room and he looks back at me and he says, "Hey Lee, don't die, and then goes to university. And I was like, sick.
Mine-
That one
that's
stuck with me a
life-changing.
lot. It really did.
That's deep.
That's good.
Did you die?
That is.
Not yet. And it's all
So
because
it's sound
of him.
advice then. It works.
Yeah, I haven't done it. Yeah,
There you go. Great.
been 18 years since, and I haven't died. So
For me, I think one of the better advices that I had was, the best one I can think of right now, is that whenever you're discussing with someone, it's always you and that person versus the topic, not you versus that person. Because and that's really, I don't know, like whenever I have a disagreement with people, like I try to keep that in mind, so that way when if I start getting if they start getting upset at me, or if I start getting upset at them, I will stop like halfway through and be like, remember, it's us arguing the topic, not about each other. So just keep that in mind before we continue, right? Like, if it starts getting heated.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that because I've seen people get like a lot of like personal attacks, and like people get what is
Offensive?
it? Yeah, they get connected to or attached to their thoughts, right? And attached to they get emotionally involved into their conversation. Sometimes it's like I'm not calling you an idiot if I disagree with you. I'm just saying I don't agree with what your thought is.
except sometimes I'll call them an idiot if they say something really stupid.
And just remember, then it's you against an idiot. Then
Yeah.
the topic changes to them being an idiot. How about you,
There
Matty?
go. I would say it was, I don't know where I heard it, but it was about if you're listening to someone if you're listening to someone to make a counterpoint, then you're not really listening. You're more listening to like, not necessarily argue, but to discuss, where it's like, I feel like more of the time you just have to listen to understand. Because if you always are listening to what people are saying so you can have something to say back, then you're not really like maybe getting where they're coming from. You're just hearing what you want so that you can counter those types of points. I think it's just made a lot of discussions a lot easier, but and that kind of relates to most scenarios, both like a relationship with a partner or even just in general, like workplace, it's great for that. So I think it's just something that I've used and has helped me along the years.
Yeah, I think it's a good one because I find a lot of people just wait for the pauses in a
So they
conversation
can talk.
so they can talk regardless of whatever you said. However your sentence ended, doesn't matter. They had an agenda.
They
had a
already
point to
have what
make.
they're gonna say. Yeah.
And it's so obvious too, because like you can very well explain yourself, and then they'll say your point and be like, "Did you not hear a fucking word I just said? Like I already covered this, but you just wanted to say what you wanted to say." Yeah, no, that's a good one. I like it.
Yeah.
It's funny because I asked Matt to go last in the round, so we didn't have to follow up a good question. The guy just went first, anyways. Fucking. Now I gotta ask this stupid question.
You meant question. I thought you meant answer.
No, I meant question. So
Lee's next question.
now I gotta ask a stupid question.
Lee's next question is gonna be like,
That was
what's
light.
your favorite
That's on
toe?
the lighter side of my.
Which toe's your
Well,
favorite?
it doesn't matter because this next question is so stupid.
Let's hear it. I can't wait to hear this question.
Okay, would you rather the music of Johann Sebastian Bach be played by a barbershop quartet or a heavy metal band?
I don't even know that song.
The song. It's
It's not a song, it's a
composer.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know anything by that dude.
You know Bach?
Yeah,
I'll
so
be
mine-
Bach.
mine's right here.
I would do a barbershop. You said barbershop quartet? Yes, that would be my answer.
Yeah, I would say that too.
That's
I don't think
pretty
heavy metal could do justice.
And I listen to metal. That's me, who's someone who also does listen to metal occasionally.
I would have said heavy metal. I think it would be sick.
I feel like it'd just be too much all the time.
But can you just imagine someone being like, "Yo, Bach is so metal, shit." You never expect. that.
Actually, I'll come back to that next week. I'll listen to a song and then be like, maybe I'll
there
find
you go.
both a barbershop quartet and then metal and be like, which one did I like?
Yeah, fair.
All right, Lucas, let's shoot.
So for the three of us, the most embarrassing story you can think of where it involves another person in this podcast. So like,
So it doesn't have to be an embarrassing story for me. It could be.
it could be either. So hopefully, try to prioritize a story that involves you and someone else.
Oh, I
Otherwise,
see.
just someone else's.
Okay.
So I will go last on this one. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Fuck, that's a
Okay,
tough
but
one.
do I have to be the one getting embarrassed in this story, or
No,
like I'm
you
still
do
there?
not have to. It could
I'm
be
just
like, for example,
present.
you could be talking to my
Oh,
about my
I
story
already
that's
know.
I'm
I
embarrassed.
already know mine, and I think we've actually talked about it on the podcast in the past. So we were all driving home from Shumi back in the day, the good old days, and Lee was driving, and Lucas was like fucking around with
No,
the
we were
dot.
going to work. We were going to work. Oh no, you're right. You're right.
No, I
Sorry,
was going
we were
home.
going home. You were going
Yeah,
home.
fuck, bro. It's my story. Stop trying to steal my story, Lucas.
You gotta finish. You gotta let him finish his point, or else you're just focusing.
Yeah,
to
you're not
argue.
even listening to listening. Listen.
Sorry, go on.
So Lucas is in the passenger seat. He's driving his car. Relatively new too. Like he's only had it for a little while. It's a Honda. It's like got all the cool fancy shit. And he's like, Lucas is like fucking keeps turning up the music and like trying to touch all the dials, and we're at a red light. And Lee's like fucking like stop fucking touching me. And I've never seen someone until this moment stall an automatic car. Like, he couldn't, like he legit was like the lights went green and he was like trying to gas. He's like, bro, I don't know what's wrong. He's like, he couldn't shift gears. I don't know what happened, but I was like, I've never seen someone stall an automatic car. So it's just like fucking shut it off and turn it on. And I get just like even if I'm not driving, I get like super stressed in when people are driving and like scenarios like that. I'm just like, oh man, like people must think we're so stupid.
Yeah, and that street was busy.
Yeah, I was like,
we're going
stealing.
home in rush hour.
I think the funniest part about that was literally like 2 minutes ago on like the same street. We pulled up to a stoplight because these cars were relatively new, and some guy's like, "Yo, is that the new Honda? Yo, how sick is it?" And we're like, "Yo, it's so sick." And then we stalled at like the next intersection.
Lucas is a dickhead. He won't stop touching me. Fucking die.
It's because typically where your volume dial was your climate control. So I'm like, "Yo, let's pump it up," and I like turned like the fan to like full blast, like.
And then I could tell Lee was getting like, you're actually getting like heated. You're like, yo, Lucas, like, you stop. And then like, fucking the car stalled. You're like, fuck, you're like, it's not turning off.
I was freaked out, man. I don't know what to do.
It's because Lee was like, "Yo, if I can't make you stop, I'm gonna turn off this car," and you turn it off while I was in drive. And we're like, "What happened?" And then that's when we're like, I've never turned off a car and drive. I don't know what to do.
There were so many cars behind us, and I was like, no, not
It was
now.
literally like, it was like Steels or Dairy. It was probably Steels actually. In like rush
I think
hour.
it was Britannia.
No, I think it was Dairy, but
Dairy,
I'm just
Steels.
saying that so we all say a different road.
We're going east.
Yeah, it was like rush hour. That yeah. No, we were going.
We're going west. We were going home.
Where were we?
Okay, so my embarrassing story about Lucas is he thought we were going east, but no, I'm just kidding. No, that was a good one. That was a high stress situation.
No,
That's a good story. Damn, you thought of that quick. I mean, I probably have so many, but the one I'm gonna go with is I had a party at my house.
This is the one I was gonna say.
Oh, are you gonna say this one?
Yeah, go for it.
So, party at my house. Lucas asked if he could crash with his girl, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I'll just throw a mattress down. Like, you'll have to share a room with me, but like that's fine. So him and his girl go to bed before us. Smart man, so he can probably diddle daddle before I came into the room. So I go into the room, and like the light from the hallway is shining in, and Lucas is sorry, timeout. Before I go to bed, Lucas and his girl went to sleep, and then maybe an hour later, I didn't pay attention to the time, but his girlfriend comes back upstairs, and Lucas is in there. I'm like, well, like, okay, weird, whatever. I didn't pay any mind to it. Then she goes to sleep, and I'm going to sleep at class because you got to tidy up the house and whatnot. I open the door, and Lucas is fast asleep, but his ass is sticking out of the blanket, and it's Lucas's bare ass. And I was like, okay, I guess I just saw the full moon, but that's fine. Like, whatever. Lucas sleeps in the nude. Wish he didn't do that in my room. But
I never
whatever.
sleep in the nude.
Whatever. So I go to bed, and then the next day I wake up, and Lucas and I went to go, I think, get your shirt tailored, that custom shirt that you have. And while we're going, I was like, yeah, dude, like, I saw your fucking ass last night. And he's like, oh, yeah, my girl was giving me a blowjob, and I fell asleep mid-BJ. And she got pissed and just left. And that's why he had no pants on. Is because he fell asleep mid-BJ. And just stayed asleep all night. And I came in like, what the
Bro, that is the worst.
God, like I get caught in these
You
situations.
must have never got another one after that.
No, I got
That's
caught
why
in a
they broke
situation.
up.
The whole reason why I went to bed was I was like, listen, I'm so tired.
I'm trying to get a BJ.
No, like we woke up at like 5 a.m. that day, and then like, and I was just exhausted, and I was like, yo, I'm so tired. I'm gonna fall asleep like standing up. So I went to go to bed, and I was like laying down like cuddle, and then she started making plays. And I'm like, yo, I just want to go to bed. So I went to bed, and the rest is history. I didn't realize that stuff was still happening.
Best sleep you ever got, though.
Yeah.
Best sleep.
I Alex M said God he loves this story.
Who said that?
I Alex M
Oh yeah, it's such a good one.
said yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Carl said you were relaxed. The compliment. What's your problem?
Sweet dreams,
I
baby.
guess that's one way to look at it. I mean, if she can't keep your attention, it being so intimate, fuck.
I don't know. There have been times where I could almost side with Lucas there. It's just like you're just like yeah, relaxed, and especially if it's so
Yes.
late, it just.
She thought my snoring was my moaning. You
That's
like
so
that?
hot. That's so hot. That's good. What's your story, Lucas?
My embarrassing story
Yeah,
had
I
to do
forgot. I was gonna ask my next one.
with
Yeah, fuck.
was at Matty's house. We had a party. This is back when I lived there, and same girlfriend. By the way, she's had some rough times. I'm sorry.
Poor girl. Poor
Yeah,
girl.
poor girl. We had, I guess, there's some drama going on that night between your cousin and his best friend. Like they were like basically like fighting and like yelling all night. And I'm like, yo.
And they broke the coat hanger.
They broke the coat hanger.
That was like the
yes.
third one we had to replace. Like we just moved here like 2 years ago. We've gone
Yes.
through like 3 coat racks.
Yeah, we also stacked like 100 coats on one coat rack that was like a little little wooden rod and expected it to hold all the time. So that's our fault. Kind of high hopes. And so like there's some drama and like I was just like kind of like not like in a grace mood because of it. And I was like, yo, honestly, I'm gonna go to bed. It was pretty late. I think it was like maybe like 1 a.m. or something like that, and they were still like yelling outside, and I was like, yo, fuck this. I'm going to bed. I don't care. And
No, you didn't even make countdown, didn't you?
was it New Year's?
It was New Year's.
Was
Anyways,
it?
go on.
Anyhow.
Yeah, it was New Year's.
Oh yeah, right. You're right.
Anyhow, so a bunch of my friends were there, and well, Maddie's friends mutually. So like I didn't feel guilty like going to bed knowing that my friends were stopped. And I also, for some reason, like my stomach was upset. I'll have a terminology telling you what it was that really was going on thereafter. But I basically was like, "Okay, guys, I'm going to bed. I'm not really feeling so hot. Have a good one." And then I went upstairs and like so I'm getting changed, getting ready for bed in my room. And then my girlfriend like follows in after, and she's like, "Hey," he's like, you know, like, "Everything okay?" And like I was like, "Yeah." I'm just going to sleep. Like, no big deal. I'm just not feeling it. I'm like, if you want to stay up with my friends, go for it. And she's like, "That's okay." She's like, "I want to spend some time with you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. No big deal." And then she, like, it's like, you know, we kissed goodnight, and it was like starting to get more than kissing. And then she like instantly like grabbed my crotch. I'm like, "What the fuck is going on here?" she was like, what's the problem? And I'm like, babe, like, I'm not feeling it tonight. Like my stomach is so upset. Like, I just, like, I don't feel good. Like, I'm just not feeling well. I just want to go to bed. And she's like, "Okay, fine." And she kind of stormed out. Then, she, from what I heard the next day, she had gone downstairs following that, going, sitting beside my friends. And then one of our other friends, Christina, was like, "Hey, so, like, what happened? You were supposed to be gone for a while." You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh, he's gassy." I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck's going on here?" So yeah, that's really it.
Lucas has been gassy ever since.
We low key know Lucas shit his pants by accident.
He probably shit her pants.
It's because when she went to go grab my crotch, I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck is going on here?"
You had one of those like when she grabbed you, you know when you squeeze a ketchup bottle? She grabbed your dog.
Yeah.
You got,
Poor girl.
you got some of that pre-ketchup out too. Oh god.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
definitely what happened. The truth comes out. That's definitely what happened.
We should have her on the podcast to give her side of the story.
I would fucking love to. Can someone please? See
I'd
if she's
adore to
down?
have
I
her
would
here too. I just
love
can't be the one to ask because she hates my guts.
I'll reach out to her. I'll reach out to her. That would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe on a future uppie. All right, let's go into this. Okay, weather exclusive. Like you don't get to change. You can only wear one outfit for the rest of your life. What's your outfit?
And
So
we live
whether
in
it's winter,
Canada.
summer, winter, summer, gym.
Doesn't matter. You're wearing this one thing forever.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, it's got to be layers, obviously. Because I'm allowed to take a layer off, right?
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, I'm layering the fuck up. I'm gonna wear like a tank top under a decent.
Sorry. Let's say
no layers.
no. Let's say no. No layers. No layers.
Fuck. Or so no layer removal. So like if I'm wearing a jacket, I'm wearing that jacket forever.
Sure. Yeah.
Fucking hell. That's brutal. Probably a hoodie and track pants. I look like a dirtbag for the rest of my life, but fuck it, I'll be comfortable.
Yeah. I'll wear a pair of track pants. You know. Maybe
Lucas doesn't have to do this in real life, but he does it anyway.
Yeah, that's actually how I dress. That's how I dress. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say track pants. I was gonna say track pants, maybe a dry fit T-shirt and like a vest, like one of those puffy vests. So that way during wintertime I'm not dying, and during the summertime I can kind of get away.
Or you're wearing a
having no
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Your arms. A vest is not gonna save your arms.
Yeah, that's fine. I've worn T-shirts in the weather before. I don't mind the cold. The cold never bothered me anyway.
Because you're so cold, dude.
Also exclusive. How about you, Matty? What's your plan here?
I'd wear a thin light sleeve. Oh.
Light sleeve.
What
Obi-Wan Kenobi with the light sleever.
Sounds sick. Where can I get one?
Sorry. Lights. God damn it.
Don't say
long
it again.
sleeve. A light long sleeve. I was actually gonna do the vest piece as well, just for the winter. And then I would wear like stripper. You know the stripper tearaway pants.
You can't take them off though.
Nice. Yeah, you can't.
But I can open the sides.
Oh.
You know those
shit.
track pants that have the
Oh.
buttons.
Hey. Okay.
Fashionista.
That's not bad.
Yo, what about the fucking the long pants that have the zippers at the knees?
I was thinking about those.
I don't think that counts as you're not removing a layer. It's still
No, it's still part of the
one
same
layer.
thing.
You're altering, so I
And then
can
you're
roll
just
up my
that loser
sleeves.
wearing those fucking pants.
So I can roll up sleeves down at that point and just wear long sleeves.
You have a T-shirt. Why the fuck are you rolling?
Well, then I would
Just
change
show off
it.
his guns. Ah.
I would change it.
Oh man. Carl said it's not possible not in this country. We just proved you wrong, Carl. Cold is fine. We all
We
do.
didn't prove anything. We just picked.
You have to spend time outside. You just don't spend time outside in the winter, I guess.
Yeah, you're just
I
unavailable.
don't even go out. I don't go out a lot in the winter. Like walking around, bro. It's cold.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not a big goer outer in the winter.
Yeah, I'm usually.
You know what I mean? And then Minimax said Luke should choose a special red outfit. Works for all occasions and all weather. It's true.
It is a good one.
Maybe we'll pull up an old. We'll get that one from the archives and post it on the. You're causing a ruckus.
Well, why don't we just
I don't
wear
think
the
so.
said outfits on our next podcast to really show how good they are here?
That's a good call. That's a
well,
good
that
call.
too, sure.
I don't have a
Let's
vest.
do that. I don't have those pants though, but I'll have to get a pair.
We don't have any
Okay.
of these outfits.
No one's gonna see our pants anyways. No one's even gonna really see our outfit.
Yeah, when I go to stand up, you'll see that I'm actually not wearing pants.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hot. Don't tease me.
all right, Lee, your question.
Okay, what would you rather give
Yep.
up? And when I say give up, not entirely, but you're living at like the lowest medium, like the lowest common denominator of love or money. You gotta get rid of one.
Lucas, are you gonna go?
I'm thinking about it. I'd
Like, do you mean I can't ever make money?
Like I said, you can make money, but you're at the bare minimum. Like
And I'll never have more than that.
you'll never have money. And when I say bare minimum, I mean like not the bare minimum to accompany the lifestyle you currently have, but like
No, it would
the
be like
cheapest apartment available, bare minimum groceries, like no extra funds. Like
I'd give up the money.
literally each paycheck is.
give the money.
You
yeah,
give
money too.
Yeah, I'd give up money.
There's people who live like that right now, and those sometimes are some of the happiest people because they don't have attachment to
They
material
appreciate
things.
everything they have too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or they don't.
It's
I don't know them.
yeah.
And you know, I had a great childhood and upbringing and stuff. I got almost everything I wanted. There was one time where my sister and I, like, I had just eaten a sandwich and I took the tinfoil that it was wrapped in and I like wrapped it up into a ball. And my sister and I just played catch with this tinfoil ball for literally like an hour. And we were like, yo, shit, we could be poor kids. Like, we just had a fucking blast with this thing. Mind you, I had every gaming system I wanted. I had all the toys I ever could want. But, like, yeah, it's just that mentality of just appreciate what you got. And if you have the love around you, yeah, that money don't matter.
Carl said it's a no-brainer, buddy. Get rid of money. I think he basically said your question's stupid.
That's okay.
Is there one to get
It's
rid of
ask
Carl?
me anything, not be rude.
Yeah, Carl, love or money? Which one?
I'm keeping Carl.
We could like keep
Can you supply me love and money?
He could be your sugar daddy.
Hey,
That's love and money.
that's
Yeah,
how we
shit,
call him Big
that's it.
Papa, right?
That is word on the block.
Yeah, I've heard that.
All right. What is the closest thing that you have or you have seen that's out there that you consider the closest thing to magic? For me, I'd say
the
Go for it.
connection the three of us share.
oh,
Fucking-
oh my gosh, making me so nervous.
That's cute as shit. That's cute as shit.
Add to the vows.
I like it.
Whenever causing a ruckus
I
wedding.
like it. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Babe, I love you almost as much as I love Matt and Lucas. I'll try to give you more attention than them.
How about you, Lee?
No, that's not my
Closest.
answer.
No, you did. That's your answer.
Oh, you've moved on.
You snowflake. Not really snowflake, but what's the closest thing?
Matty, do you have an answer then? We'll go back to you.
Yeah.
What's the thing I've seen from magic?
Yo, for me, it's Bluetooth.
Yeah. Yo, wireless tech is fascinating, bro.
It's not bad.
It's very even like NFC. Like, how the hell does that all work?
Carl's such a little dickhead. He said Lee's basement sage ritual. Ah, fucking Carl.
You got it from the
see it. You
Scholastic
didn't
Fair,
see it,
too.
Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, half of it's a Scholastic Magic set, actually. There's a little hat with like a little wand.
He was a Chris Angel Mind Freak set.
Learn how to levitate over a vehicle. It's the first book there.
I don't know that. man.
That's a tough one, actually.
What's a good? Okay, so let's narrow it down then. Like,
I would say how
device?
quickly Lucas has chugged like a bottle of vodka. I would say almost damn near magic.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Honestly,
He goes, this bottle, watch me make it disappear. And he just like
And then watch me make it reappear, and I'm like puking, like.
you'd make a great child's birthday party magician.
Holy
no, but-
shit! All these adults are short. You're at a child's birthday. Oh,
I didn't know it was a party for the little people. These are kids. These are kids.
Yeah, no, you got me thinking of like Bluetooth and stuff now, and like the reverse wireless charging. Like when I was at the wedding yesterday, the girl sitting next to me, she's like, "Oh, my phone's gonna die." I was like, "Yeah, does your phone charge wirelessly?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I got you." And like I turned on the reverse wireless charging.
Yeah,
and,
like where
let
you
it
can charge other people's phones by
with my
touching.
phone. Yeah, that's probably magic. Also, Krispy Kreme.
That's fair.
Also the closest thing to magic.
Lucas, what about you? Oh, never mind.
Okay. Was my answer not good enough for you?
No. Excuse me. All right. Gonna get into a bit of the deeper ones.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the hardest thing you've ever had to do in your life?
Myself.
Pretty hard, dude.
Hardest thing.
Do you want me to go since I have one?
Yes.
Yeah, you go.
I obviously have one. So the hardest thing I think I had to, that I feel like was the hardest was telling my mom to her face that I didn't want to continue going to university. She, because growing up she had myself and Kelvin. She by like the time she was 24, so she's like, she worked a full-time job, maybe even two, went to school, finished a degree, and had two kids that were under 3 years old.
Wow.
So I think I had no excuse not to, but it was like I wasn't doing it for me, and so that because I dreaded like the disappointment that that I feared she would have. Like I'll never forget having that conversation with her because it was, I did not like I was dreading saying like I don't want to do this anymore, or like I'm not doing it for the right reasons. But it ended up being a much better, like it turned out much better than I had anticipated. Yeah, that was probably the hardest thing that I had to do.
Shit. I'm starting to think I'm really fucking soft now, or maybe I'm really hard because I haven't really had to do any hard stuff.
I was thinking more physical tasks, but now that you've changed my perspective, I think for me, one of the hardest things I had to do was actually break up with one of my exes. And it happened to be the one that I had those two beautiful stories about because we had so many fond memories.
I feel like it would have been easy after that.
No, I think
that's so sweet.
Legitimately, because it was like one of my first it was supposed to be like the first serious relationship. And I think it was just very hard breaking it off because there's also a lot of stuff was just not talked about. There's a lot of built up resentment on both sides. So it was but nothing really talked about. So it's kind of coming from nowhere to breaking up was very hard to come to that conclusion. But we both knew. So it was wild. But yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to do is knowing that it's the right call and doing it.
Yes.
I can relate to that. That my most recent exploration field was like that. We both understood that, but it was very tough. Like it was hard to actually say it out loud that those express your feelings openly like that. It's not easy for sure. Did you have one? Carl, we'll get to your question in a second as well.
I don't really. If I had to pick one right now, maybe it might not be the hardest thing I ever did, but honestly, disciplining my nieces, it's very rare. I've probably only ever done it once, but being the disciplinary, regardless of them crying or being upset or something, those are probably the hardest things I've ever done.
That's fair.
Do I want to answer Carl's question here?
Yeah, what keeps you up at night? It can be really stupid, like that time in 5th grade when you accidentally called your teacher mom.
That's a good one. I like that. Who wants to start it?
I
got
can start.
One.
Okay, go Lee.
Okay.
I got one too.
I'll try to keep everyone else's details out of it because I'll stick to my point of view. Basically, there was a giant party at my house, and my sister, long story short, blew up on someone, had a big fit, in a lot of drama. Probably the most drama I've seen in my house, in a long time, anyways. And I went to go console her. She told me a whole bunch of stuff, and then I acted out on, I suppose, emotion, because I really want to back my sister up, and I went and confronted other people and kind of just threw the whole night away. And in retrospect, I regret every move I made that day. Like
every step you take?
Every move you make?
Yeah.
I'll be watching
you up at night.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I regret everything I did that day. What I should have done was, I'm like, okay, I confronted you, like, because it was a significant day. It was a special occasion, and I should have just let the day do its thing, and then maybe address it the next day. But I was pumped, so I didn't. That keeps me up all goddamn day.
Really? Fascinating.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lucas, do you have one?
Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, I used to hang out with some people we would just do stupid shit for just being obnoxious young, I guess, teenagers, adults, or old teenagers, young adults, and we used to just prank call people, and like it's almost like we're going out of our way just to like try to ruin people's days, and it was just so stupid. And one time we prank called someone we knew, and after that prank call, it really affected this person because they were going through some problems at home, which we didn't touch upon. Like we didn't touch upon the prank call. What we used to always do is like we'd prank call with like a fake like job interview, and at the end just be like, "JK, it's not the actual job. You didn't get the job by." Like it was like, to us it was harmless, but I could see in retrospect where it kind of affected some people, and this person was going through a lot, especially their family was like financially struggling, and they really was hoping for this job, which we didn't know about. We didn't know about that at all. But then it kind of came down, and then in person, I apologized to this person. I'm like, listen, like that was me. Like that was us. We're being dumb. We're so sorry. And like, it almost came off super creepy, and like just super cringy. And like, yeah, I think back about that, like being like, yo, like for absolutely no reason, like I just made this person's life like I just ruined this person's day. I just shone this person's day for absolutely no reason, just because we're young and dumb. Yeah. And then even though I try to make amends. Ironically, the person who was actually doing the talking in this whole thing, because I was just kind of just there, had no beef with this person. Like they were fine after. It was me who went to go apologize and try to be the bigger man. Where she like had a target on my back after, and I was like, well, it's the price you pay. But yeah, I've definitely, it's kept me up at night sometimes, being like, yo, like I was just a douchebag.
Yeah. Matt.
So I was gonna say, I interpreted this a little differently. I initially was like, I don't really have a hard time falling asleep, so like things don't really keep me up at night. Like the only time that it does is sometimes, like if I've had like an edible, and I'm lying down, I think about like, fuck, I'm gonna have sleep paralysis. I like start looking around. I was like, like, and now that I'm like, now that I've thought about it, I'm like, fuck, it's gonna happen, and then like I have a hard time falling asleep. It actually happened the other night. I woke up at like not sleep paralysis. I woke up at like 3:15, and I was like, oh god. I'm like, why am I awake? I was like, oh fuck, something's gonna happen. But then I just like rolled over and went back to bed. But I'd say the one like something that happened that like looking back, it was fucked. So we moved into our new house on Romeo Court. Shout out to Alex and all of the gang from Romeo Court. We had just moved in there. It was my dad's place with like my grandparents. And Cal and I were like, we were getting stuff out of the car. We were young. I was probably like, maybe like 6, and she maybe 7. And she would have been like 4. And I slammed the trunk on her finger. And my nana, my grandma was so upset. So I went and hid like in the front hallway behind some boxes. But I hid for like probably like an hour and a half. And like my grandparents thought I was like kidnapped or gone. So like they called my mom. My mom left work. And I remember, like, I was just hiding there, like they were so frantic. And I remember I saw Kel walk by, and I like peeked out and like waved. And my mom was everyone was like crying, like like we were almost gonna call the police, like we thought someone like you got like kidnapped or some shit. Oh my god! Yeah, it was. So looking back, like I was probably.
Yeah, that would keep me up too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I guess like thinking about like if that were to happen to like let's say like Ben right now, like like totally like where is he? Like what the fuck? Yeah, especially because it was like a new neighborhood, so like we didn't like no one really knew. We didn't really know any of the neighbors or anything. So that's probably my answer for that then.
Damn, it's funny. I mean, just taking a couple steps backwards. Someone who's so stressed about having sleep paralysis, it's amazing how you haven't had it yet.
Why the fuck would you say something like that?
Sorry,
you basically just like wished it upon me. That's
statistically, it's gonna happen soon.
Fucking voodoo dress.
Happens to me right now. I'm just like.
Sorry, I hope it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, that's fucked.
I think we left off.
Interesting.
I think
that's fucked.
Lee's
I can't believe you
question.
just did that, bro. I hope that keeps you up at night. The first time I have sleep paralysis, you're gonna be like, fuck, it's because I worked on it.
I'll sleep like a fucking baby that night.
No, I hope you get it too.
I hope when you get sleep
I
paralysis,
will.
Matty, it's a demon hiding in some boxes, and you're like, karma's a bitch.
Oh man.
Oh, that's fucking funny. My turn, yeah.
Yep.
We'll make it a little personal, a little deeper onto Matt's side. What is the most annoying quality of the other two participants?
Most annoying quality? Oh, so we both have like so.
Everyone
me,
says the other two.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Most annoying quality.
You want me to start? Well, you guys think?
Start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
start since you're ready. You're ready.
Obviously Lucas. It's that he speaks in fucking memes. I fucking hate it, and he knows I hate it. Especially,
and what's worse is now that you mentioned it, he's gonna do it even more.
He's gonna absolutely. He's gonna.
It's about family.
Especially when it's a meme I've already seen, and I could tell in my peripheral. I could see him at work, and he's scrolling through his phone, and all of a sudden he turns the phone down, spins around, looks at me, he's like, "Hey, you know, like, they want to do Fast and Furious and Jurassic Park. You know, it's not stronger than, you know, dinosaurs aren't stronger than family." I'm like, motherfucker, I saw that meme. Like, shut the fuck. Don't act like it's yours. Don't act like you just came up with it. That's Lucas's most.
And then I'll like turn around and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. He just gives up immediately. As soon as I call him out, he gives up immediately. Matt, if I had to pick one for Matt, it's when he's drunk, his volume. It gets real fucking loud. But
yeah, I don't even notice that.
It's
like,
a good time
playing music.
Yeah, it's not that.
Actually,
bad.
I think I've gotten better with that. I mean, it depends. Sometimes it's
Yeah, I don't know.
Lucas, you good to go?
Yo, I hate to say it, I can't really think of anything.
This guy's so sweet.
No, like I don't really have anything.
This guy thinks we're fucking perfect.
I just don't have anything that I personally would find.
It doesn't
like,
have to
super,
be like
super annoying.
No, like the two things that I mentioned for you guys, I think it doesn't. Oh, I fucking hate this. Like it's annoying.
Yeah, he does. He actually texts me about it, Lucas, all the time. He's like, I wish Lucas would talk to me like a fucking regular person.
Fuck Lucas. I don't want to be his friend anymore.
I can't think of anything. Matt, you go first.
Yeah, so I would say for Lucas, I think, especially when you're drinking, it's like, yo, you never let like a joke, like the joke, you'll try to carry the joke on for like hours.
That's a good one.
Bro,
That's true.
Like, I think our group is like, we're pretty notorious for like, we'll bounce off of a joke a few times. But it's like Lucas, when he's drunk, takes it to like a whole other level.
Yo, but sometimes it's great.
For hours. Hours. And we're all just like, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
And then with Lee, what? I'm trying to think. Like, there's nothing that like particularly stands out. I mean, maybe just sometimes it's just like, come on, just do a shot, man. And you're always like, no, like, pussy, I'm like, my pussy won't let me.
It's like, that's fair. That is fair.
No, but it's again, it's I don't. That's a good thing to be able to stand up for yourself. So, yeah, I want to call out Carl. Carl actually gave his 3 for us. Matt, it's because he's a Nickelback fan. Lee's his jiu-jitsu skills.
That's just
and Lucas is Polish.
That's a good one. That one's packed. That's the best one.
Yeah.
The most annoying quality.
You pierogi.
The one thing he can't control. Oh, goodness.
Oh, good one. Good one.
Lucas, you got anything yet? Or you still think we're perfect?
I think I'll just say pickleback. Because I heard Nickelback. But I'll piggyback, dovetail even, off, guess what Matty said? Yeah, my annoying quality for Lee is that you do not succumb to peer pressure easily, which is so annoying. Just drink with us.
Bitch.
And for Matty,
fair, I suppose.
He's gonna repeat your answer for me.
No. Yeah, for Matty, he's too easy for peer pressure. He took my seltzers from his trunk, bro.
That's so good.
Yeah, that's really it. I don't really have anything that's I would say is super.
It's funny that Lucas would say that about Matt though, because Lucas is the easiest person to peer pressure. I don't even have to say anything. I'll be like, "No, Lucas, we're going to Matt's tonight to drink." And he's like, "Nah, I can't, man. I gotta be up in the morning." I'm like, "Oh, okay, like that's fine." And he's like, "All right, do you want me to pick you up, or are you gonna pick me up?" I'm like, what? I didn't say anything, but he's down.
It's because I fight a conflict in myself. It's like a deeper,
yeah,
it's a deeper thing.
Sure.
On a scale, if you were to scale us three from highest to lowest, who is the messiest of the three?
Messiest?
It's Matty.
That's so mean. You just targeting Matt. Obviously, Matt's messiest.
It's Matty.
You think so? In what way?
You're a slob, bro. Clean that shit up.
Quite honestly.
Your bed's not even done in the background.
Yeah, it is. I have no sheets on it. I have like my fitted sheet or my not fitted sheet, but the other one.
Slob.
You know what? To be fair, I haven't seen like either of your living conditions enough to be like, oh, he's messy. Like, you know what I mean? Like
when I interpret that, like I think of like Lucas. I feel like you always spill something on your shirt, so that would define you as probably the messiest person.
Okay, that's a
how
very compelling argument.
That's a good point, actually.
That's actually
maybe
it's shot himself in the foot.
Maybe it's me. See, again, I'll fight a conflict with myself. I'm like, fuck, it's me.
That's true. If you look at it like that, it might be Lucas. If you look at it as cars, it's definitely me. My car is a fucking mess all the time. And you guys take great pride in your vehicles, so...
Yeah, my car's pretty... Well, even my old one. Like, I just don't have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, fair. I mean, but you have every reason to take pride in your car. Lucas.
I have zero reason.
His fucking box.
Yeah, I drive a bin. A bin with lights and radio.
He got it on Uline. He got it from Uline.
It was a free gift.
Oh, that's
it was either that or the cooler. I wish it chose the cooler.
Yo, I think Matt changed my perspective there. I think I like Matt's definition, in which case I'd say Lucas is the messiest. I'd probably be number 2. I think Matt's 3. The least messiest. Of just personalities. The reason I put myself as messier than Matt is I've puked on my shoes like 3 fucking times. I don't know how you guys don't do it. I don't know how you guys don't.
Yo, because I know how to puke outside, bro. I also know how to pee outside.
How do you... Oh, that's the
is that why you look for hydrophobic shoes?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be a great ad.
What were those?
Are you tired of puking on your shoes? Get Vessies.
Was that it? The waterproof?
Vessies waterproof. Now a bunch of brands are coming out with that.
But the ones that we sold at Shumi.
Good people?
No, there was like a whole series of like waterproof like loafers. They looked kind of cool.
Peoples?
No, Vessies are nice.
I don't know.
They're newer. But anyways, that's funny.
That's funny how you said P2 because I remember that time where Lucas, Alex M, and I went to Hamilton for some art crawl. And we got, well, I don't know about them, but I got high as a fucking kite. And then the 3 of us were like, yo, we gotta take a piss. Oh, no, it's when we were smoking. We were smoking. And we were in the corner of some parking lot, and then Alex goes and takes a piss in the corner, and I was like, fuck it, I gotta piss too. So I stand there and I'm pissing. I'm high as a kite. I guess Alex is better at composure. His composure was better than mine. And I look down, and the piss is just bouncing off a rock right onto my shoes. And I was like, fuck! God damn it.
That is hilarious.
And at Oshaga, didn't someone pee on your shoes for you as well?
Yeah, you want me to tell that story, Lucas? I'll tell that story. So we're at Oshaga. No. That wasn't Lucas. So we're at Oshaga. We're waiting to see Lord at the time, and the crowd's fucking huge.
Like, Jesus Christ?
Like, Jesus Christ was at Oshaga. And we're, like, pretty close to the front, but we're off to the right side, up against, like, the barricade that's keeping everybody in. And we make friends with, like, these 3 guys in front of us. Cool. I was at the back of our gang, so, like, I'm the first one of them, so I didn't really talk to anybody. I didn't make friends with them, but the people in front of me did, Lucas being one of them. And I noticed that one of those guys takes a piss in his cup because he was too lazy to go to the porta potty. And mind you, we were very deep in the crowd. So he pisses in his cup, and I was like, oh, like, that's kind of gross, but whatever. Mind my own business. And then all of a sudden, I feel this warm water splashing all over my leg. And I look down, and I see him in front of me. He's pouring his cup of piss out. And it's splashing off the railings right onto my leg. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, this guy's piss is all over my leg. And he like looks at me, he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, I will lay you out in front of everyone here. Like, I was so pissed. I was so like I couldn't even speak.
Yeah, you were literally pissed.
I was literally pissed. And I was so angry. And the whole time this guy kept telling me, he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I was like, dude, like, no, like, I don't even want to hear, like, I'm so angry. Maybe 5 minutes goes by, and this lady's walking around with, like, a bottle of, I think it was Jaeger or something like that.
Something delicious.
Shots,
Something delicious.
Shots. And Lucas doesn't offer me a shot. Lucas looks at the guy who just pissed on my leg and was like, yo, dude, you want a shot? And he buys the guy a shot. And I was like, Lucas, I'm your fucking homie here, man.
And you pissed?
This guy pissed on my leg and you bought him a shot for it?
That's why. That's actually why.
I basically looked Lee dead in the eyes when I took the shot. I was like...
He said, fuck you.
Yo, that brought up a story, actually. I want to tell this one. It's not really related to this question, but it was more so related to the piss thing.
Then move on.
So I should have told this about the embarrassing story. Now that I think about it, it's something much better. So we all went to a cottage for a group way back in the day. Like, this is like early days of us hanging out.
Such a good one.
Beside the cottage, like, was where we all like designated like as our piss spot, like the bathroom. Like, just go piss outside, whatever. Telling out Lucas on like the Saturday after, like, he wasn't pissing there all day, got so drunk, and everyone's like, "Where's Lucas?" This guy like fell asleep, literally right beside.
He was like in the piss spot.
No, I was not in it.
This guy had a straw. It had a straw going into the piss bottle right into his mouth.
Like, you were close enough that your arms were probably in it. Like, and we're like, oh, out of everywhere this guy could have fell asleep. It was literally right
Not fell asleep, dude. I was so drunk at one point. I think I was like, it's like.
I was gonna say,
out.
I wish I saw how it happened.
Maybe you were pissing and you passed out while you were pissing.
I think so.
I wish I saw that happen. And when Matt says it was piss corner, there's like 10 guys, and like we're all pissing in there every
and one
2 hours.
girl.
Like, it's a lot of.
And one girl.
We had a trench. We had a trench for her. No, like we all pissed there. Like, it was a lot of piss. We found Lucas' fucking face down right next to it. Like, oh,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I just the peeing thing reminded me of that.
I forgot all about that shit.
I know. It's good to bring those memories back.
That's why Lucas looks like that, for those of you who don't know.
I just look like a human piss.
Whose question was it?
I mean, you guys each told a story. I'll either tell a story or throw in another question to the mix here. What?
I think it's you next, though, man.
What is one thing that is holding you back from being the person you want to be?
I would say my ability to stay consistent with, like, let's say, like, staying physically active. I don't know if it's like part of it's because, like, the career that I'm in right now is just it's time intensive. Like, I feel like I'm just always working, but I don't have a problem with that. But then it's just like sometimes they're looking like, oh, like, it's now already 8 o'clock. I was like, now I don't really have the energy. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Which is something I hope, I'm sure will balance itself out soon. But that's one thing that I would love to, and that's I'm trying to find other ways like that makes it more engaging. To do, like, I've got a VR like boxing game now, like that. I said I'll commit like I'll do a full 12-round boxing session. I'll try to do it once a day as like a start, because it's something I like to do. But I think that's my thing, keeping me from being the best person that I want to be.
Nice. I think mine's gonna sound super cheesy, but
no.
I think the thing keeping me back is my schedule and whatnot. But the I guess characteristic I'm trying to seek is giving back more and being more charitable. Like
this, like
Lucas twerking, give more back, baby. No. Imagine that, going to like a homeless shelter and just doing this. I'm giving back.
What if those people were like super thankful about it?
I haven't seen someone twerk in years.
Why does it sound like that?
I haven't came in years. The first time I came in 15 years.
What homeless shelter are you guys giving back to in Texas?
Yeah, they're all over the place, man. No, like yeah, like I mean, it's been on my list for a long time to do one of those Big Brother things. Where you like hang out with the kid
Oh,
like a big
not like
sibling
where you
thing.
hang out in a home with other people and it's recorded.
Yeah, no, not the show. Like doing that kind of stuff, like a lot of volunteering. I remember there's one winter a couple years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was so fucking cold. And I remember I was literally just walking. I was in Toronto, and I was walking from the mall to the parking garage where my car was, and I'm bundled for it. Like I'm ready. I've got my jacket and everything. And just the walk, it was maybe a 5 minute walk. It was so fucking cold and windy, and I was like, God damn, this sucks. And I remember I saw a homeless person sitting on the side of the street, and she was literally like in agony of how cold she was, like almost like crying out in pain. She could have been tweaking as well. I don't know. I'm not trying to judge her, but my point was like, I get to leave. I get to go in my car. She's in this shit, and I get that there's shelters and stuff, but for whatever reasons, some of them aren't always in them. And I was like, yo, fuck, that sucks. Like you don't have an out, and I do. Kind of changed my perspective of like, oh, I was always just like, oh, like ignore the homeless people, they'll take your money, they'll never do anything good with it, and like it will just be stuck in the system. But that changed my perspective. I'm like, okay, if I can help, I want to help, but my schedule is just so fucking busy that like I never have time to, which is probably a weak excuse. I should make the time, but that's what's holding me back.
Yeah, that's fair. That's the thing. I feel like if people had financial freedom, that's not. I think that's like people say financial freedom or money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure as hell makes it so I have a hell lot more time to do things that
It's true.
I want to do or that I could which could ultimately
yeah, it doesn't buy
indirectly
happiness.
leads to happiness.
Yeah, but it takes you 98% of the way there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It really gets you close.
Yeah.
What about you, Lucas?
For me, it's like I sometimes wish I was more empathetic. Like I lack empathy in things like if I hear on the news people die, it doesn't faze me. Like it doesn't bother me. If I hear people going through hard timeships. Like honestly, like I'm just like, well, I'm not. Like that's not me. Like people who I'm connected to, I could say that I can be like have empathy for them, but like a lot of people, like a good example is, and I'm not trying to like bash on here, like veganism. Like for animals, like don't eat animals and stuff like that. Like I'm like I don't have sympathy for these animals that are dying, and I can eat them. I personally just don't, and like sometimes I feel bad because then they're trying to give me the side of like, well, these things have emotion and these things are suffering. I'm like, but I don't know. It's not bugging me. I had a conversation with my coworker today when I went to work about veal, because it's baby cow, and it's like it doesn't bother me that it's a baby cow. But I know some people
makes it taste better.
But some people who are not even just vegan, but people are like, yo, it's inappropriate just to eat baby animals. Like that's not fair to them. And I'm like, I understand that, but I'm gonna order this veal sandwich.
Fucking delicious. I hate to follow up with, because it was a good point, and I like the idea of you being more empathetic. But our mod brings up a great point that you said hard time ships. What the fuck does that even mean?
Time ships?
The hell's a time ship?
You never had a time ship before?
Like a time ship?
Yeah. You never watched Back to the Future?
I didn't know that's what it was. I didn't know it was a time
man.
ship. You have those?
I have a hard one.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm jealous, bro. Hard time ships.
That's wicked.
And I wish I was less Polish.
See, that's interesting.
You just broke your mother's heart.
I don't think empathy is something that you can like learn. I think it's either I think it's one of those you either have it or like I personally don't know if it's something that you just like unless you go through something that changes it. I think it's just like this is just how
it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like you said,
this empathy's great.
I think you had it, Matt. I think something needs to happen and open your eyes to it. Because
open your eyes, Lucas.
Yeah. Why don't you just open your eyes more? More.
Can you do the rest of the episode like that?
Yeah. There you go.
I feel the empathy coming in, dude. It hurts. It kind of hurts.
Matt, I think it's your turn.
Okay. Since this is probably my last question for the night, the worst moment of your life.
The worst moment of my life.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Go ahead then.
Actually, so I mentioned it obviously a few times, but like one of the big reasons why I had like a turnaround moment with like I wanted to get back into university, I wanted to lose weight and all that good stuff was I had this terrible trip on shrooms, where I thought I was going to die. So what happened was we, as a group of friends, collectively agreed that we were all going to do it as a group and just try it, low dosage. And what had happened was we had all met that night. Everything's ready. We were gonna add it on top of pizza and eat it that way. I don't know how else anyone else does it. I was like, yo, it's a sick idea. Let's try it. And so we met up. We did it. And what happened was like everyone's kind of scared to go first. Like, oh, I don't want to go first. Someone else do it. And I was like, you know what? I will go first. I read up on it. Like I know just stay hydrated was like the main point of it. Don't freak out. Don't react. It gotta be natural. I will go first, but make sure you guys follow through. So I went first, and then as I was letting everything hit, I was like, okay, like, who's next? Then our friend, who her name is Huffa, I'm not going to expose her, that's her nickname, Huffa, she went second. Everyone else bailed out. And I was like, guys, it's what the fuck? Like, that's not cool. Like, I'm like, but at the same time, I don't want to force anything on anyone, right? If you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it. But it was kind of shitty that, like, it was forced. It was almost like I was peer pressure to do it because everyone's like, yeah, if you do it, I'll do it for sure. So that's the whole thing I did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. And then the person who did it with me, she actually instantly went to go puke it out knowing that no one else was going to do it. And I was like, yo, should I just go do the same? Like, I don't want... And they're like, no, like, we'll make it chill. Like, it's going to be a good time. And what happened was once it was too late, like, the effects started to sink in, they turn off the lights. We're in a basement. They turn off the lights, and we started watching a horror movie. Which is like the worst experience you can do. Like I was having the worst. I would say probably the worst time of my life because in that horror movie there was a rape scene, and when I was on shrooms, I thought it was like these people, like I knew them. Like I almost felt like I was watching someone I knew get raped, and I was like
horrid.
losing my mind. Like,
that's brutal.
And eventually, I was like, I have to go home. Like I can't do this. Like this is stupid. I'm like, can we change it? Can we change it? Like do something more upbeat? And everyone's like, no. And I was like.
Yeah, that's
what? Like,
Yo,
as my friends?
Suck,
as my friends?
That whole situation.
So I drove home, which I also should not have done.
No. What?
Yeah.
The story just gets crazier and crazier.
So I drove home. I got home safe.
He thought he was driving home. He was riding like a wheelbarrow.
No, I mean basically my old SUV was a wheelbarrow. So yeah, I drove home. I like laid in my bed and. It's like a super I forget what the word for it is, but like you can't go to sleep when you're on these. It's like coke, like your energy is like peak, and I was having the worst time of my life. Like I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to go to sleep. Like, I just wanted to like end the night like yo, like let me just go to bed. And I was tripping so hard, like whenever I looked around the room, it was just like patterns everywhere, like patterns. It was like nonstop movement. I was getting nauseous, and then it got worse. Where I was like, I had like in my mind, I had like very set that these people were in my basement, and my parents were home.
Oh my God.
So I kept feeling like I'm like, yo, I hope they're not loud waking up my parents. So I'd keep going down to the basement every hour to check on them to make sure they weren't loud, and no one was there.
Fucking.
And then I would come back up, and I ended up drinking like. An entire case of water, no over exaggeration. Like I would pee every 15 minutes because I couldn't even sleep, so I just kept drinking water, peeing, because I had to stay hydrated. I knew that was the one rule: stay hydrated so you don't, run into a health issue. And literally at one point, I accepted death. I'm like, if I die right now, like this is fine. Like it is what it is.
Yeah,
like, I understand,
Jesus.
right? And then like this whole like life reflecting moment, like what could I have done better as a person? Not that I changed from being a piece of shit. I still am. But yeah, woke up the next morning and I'm like, yo, I'm quitting that shit. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna go back into school and I'm gonna drop my group of friends. And I dropped that group of friends that day. Never talked to them ever since. Well, I mean, wow. I'm still like friends with them like on social media and stuff, but like I don't
deservedly. That's fucked.
Talk to them directly. Yeah,
I if you were having a bad trip, I'd be like, yo, like what can we do to help you feel better about it? Because bad trips are like the worst.
Terrible. And I mean, we wouldn't even start something to introduce about like starting a horror movie. Come on.
Like, why would you? Yeah.
Why
They're like,
was
they-
that a good idea?
Like, that sounds
from
like
the
it was like
get-go?
like Carlson. That sounds like it was purposely
Like intentional.
to
Yeah.
to make
Yeah,
you
that's
have a hard time.
that's
That
horrible.
sucks.
Yeah, I felt like I was like set up for failure, and I was like, yo, like as friends, like I knew like they didn't have my back at that moment.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that
it's-
sucks big time.
Yeah, bad trips are out there in terms of like, I had one of those and I only had smoke. I thought it was like laced, but I walked around the block and I felt like it was the longest walk in my life. Every time I took a step, I felt like it rippled through the street, and I was laying down and I was like I'll never forget this. I was like in this endless loop of like, did I smoke? Yeah, I smoked. Am I thinking this out loud? Like, I don't know. And I would just be like, holy shit, I'm so high. But I wasn't talking. At least I don't think I was. But this, like, it was cyclical. Like, I just kept thinking about it. I was like, I need to call someone. I'm like, no, I've already called this person. I was like, I don't think I called them. I was like, have I called them?
wow.
Like, should I? Oh, it was like I would never wish a bad trip. And again, I don't even smoke weed, so it was like, that's why that's one of the reasons why I won't ever do shrooms is like the potential for a bad trip is just too high for my money. But,
Yeah, and you gotta ride that wave for 8 fucking hours.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Lee, what's your that was my story. I do have a different one. Or mine's not crazy or anything, but do you have the worst moment?
So anyone who doesn't know, like, my brother and I are, like, he's my absolute hands down best friend, like, and we've been tight forever. Especially, like, he's 9 years older than I am. For a lot of people, they wouldn't have a relationship with their brother, but we're almost the same guy, though we're very different in other ways. And maybe I know I'm biased saying this, but there's no two people in the world who are closer than the two of us. Again, I understand the bias there, but for sure that's how I feel about it. And I remember when I was young, I was probably like 12 or 13 at the time. I don't remember exactly when. I'm that kind of guy, like, if I'm hanging out with people, like, even if I'm fucking tired, I still want to hang out. Like, I'll sleep on the couch, but, like, I'm not going up into my room to go to sleep, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be with everybody, and, like, that's how we were as siblings and stuff. Like, they'd be up late watching Saturday Night Live or something, and I'll watch as long as I could, and then I'll fall asleep on the couch. My brother was always a little dickhead who'd, like, bug me in my sleep. And that stuff, like, I don't know about you guys, but, like, that shit sets me off. Like, I'm in such, like, you're in such a vulnerable state, and, like, your emotions are, like, heightened, so, like, when someone, like, wakes you up, it's just like, fuck, man, like, leave me alone, let me sleep. So I remember this one time specifically, I'm sleeping on the couch in the basement, and I wake up to him, like, tickling my nose or something, and I just see him sitting in front of me. He's like, oh, like, doing all this shit, and I'm like, so fucking angry all of a sudden, like, bro, like, I'm sleeping, like, what are you doing? And I remember just, like, instinctually, I just jump off the couch and I throw him into a headlock. This is before I did any training or anything, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I've got him in a headlock, and I'm just, like, there's no concept of pulling back on me, so I'm probably squeezing with all my might, and which isn't all that much even now, but I was 13 at the time. And I just remember him, like, the joke's over immediately, and he had no training at the time either, so he doesn't know how to get out of this thing. So he just reaches up, he starts pulling my hair, and he's like, "Yo, let go." And, like, I finally, like, fully wake up and realize what's going on, that I've got my brother in his headlock. So, like, I let go, and I'm immediately bawling my eyes out because, like, just overwhelmed with emotions. My brother looks at me and his eyes are like bloodshot. Like, I've never seen anyone's eyes this red before. And knowing what I know now, okay, I could have put him unconscious. If I held it for even longer, I could have killed him. But in that moment, like, he was so angry with me. And again, he's my best friend ever. And I don't shit on him for this. It ate me for a long time. But his response at the time, and maybe I didn't understand where he was coming from, but he was like, yeah, I don't think we should be friends anymore. And for like 2 weeks, him and I didn't exchange a word. And we weren't in the same room for like 2 weeks. And those were the worst 2 weeks of my life, hands down. I know that sounds that sounds kind of like, you know, first world problems and shit like that. Like, I know people go through worse, but I mean, again,
yeah, that sucks.
The person you idolize, well, maybe not idolize, but, like, your best friend in the world, your mentor, the guy who, like, basically raised me. It's like, yeah, maybe we should do something.
That also implies that your brother had already put you in the friend zone first, and then even lowered your ranking again.
Yeah, no, I got demoted again.
That's a killer response. I don't think we should be friends. I'm like, oh, you're my brother. Like, we have to still hang out.
Yeah, so what? Oh, man. Again, worst 2 weeks of my life. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
What's your other story, Matt?
Yeah, this one's probably super emotional, like, obviously related to family. So When my grandma passed away, this is probably not, I think like 10 years ago. She was like the first of like our immediate family that like has passed. And so I guess to preface it, so she actually passed away on Mother's Day. So I'll never forget that. One of like the hardest Mother's Day we had. But it was like I was fine with all of the the viewing and everything. But I'll never forget the feeling of like when they had closed the casket and it like settled in like that is the last time that like you're gonna see that person. I like fell apart, and yeah, that feeling of grief, I don't think I've ever felt anything that intense. It was like you felt like so much weight. It's that realization settling in. That is, yeah. I think the worst. That feeling. One of those feelings like I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, like to ever have to feel that way about any type of scenario, especially with like someone passing. But yeah, I can like vividly recall that whole scenario.
That moment of when everything settles, it really does suck.
Yeah.
Like when my aunt passed away a long time ago now. I think it's 2010. And I remember we got a call in the middle of the night, and I could hear my mom in the hallway, and I knew what was going on. It was a Sunday night, I'm pretty sure. I remember we got up, and it was probably like 2 a.m. I don't remember what time it was. It was the middle of the night. I knew I had school the next day, but didn't quite care. We're driving down to the hospital in Toronto, and nothing. I feel nothing. I know what happened, but nah. And then we get to the hospital, and as soon as we get in the elevator, and as soon as the elevator starts to go up, I'm like,
you feel it, yeah.
Shit. And like I just broke down. And I remember, like at that time when I was in high school, I was rocking a mustache. But I had literally just shaved it that weekend, so I freshly shaved my mustache, and I get out of the elevator, and I immediately look to my left, and I see my cousin, whose mother had just passed away, and I love my cousin to death, obviously, and he's, keeping it together, but you could tell he's in a lot of pain, and like I go right over to hug him, and what I really enjoy about our relationship is the first words out of either of our mouths. His mother just passed away. As he hugs me, he says, "Hey man, where's your mustache?" And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, fuck off, man. Like, I love that about us, but like, there's something special there.
It's funny you say it. So Sean Riley, that to my grandma's viewing, he came with his mustache just for men, like pure black. Like, Sean got like this like light brown hair and stuff. Yeah, and we're like, holy shit, bro, like your I don't know if it's to like bring light, but it's so funny that like you
mustache thing, eh? Yeah, that is funny. That's jokes.
I'll never forget that too. Yeah, the fucking mustache. Oh man. Do you think we got enough time for 2 more questions? Oh, actually, I also want to call it. So Carl just said weed should be considered psychedelic. High doses can cause similar effects. That's interesting. Have you guys ever had trips on weed that were psychedelic in a sense?
I would say so. I've definitely had it where I've gotten so ripped I thought I was teleporting. I didn't remember walking from location to location.
Yeah, no, yeah, I've definitely had visuals and yeah, mess with my perceptions, 100%.
Everyone else from the outside in just saw me walking like this.
And with your body leaning forward.
Like, he's so confident. What a confident young Polish lad.
I remember specifically one time we were at your house, Matt, and we were in Kel's room specifically, and we were ripping the bong. And again, I haven't done a lot of this shit, and this was probably one of the last times I ever did it. But I took a hit, and like I remember you guys being like, "Oh, that's it. That was so small." I was like, "Yo, guys, trust me." And like as I passed it, I think I like giggled or something, and Matt's like, "Yo, like how high are you right now?" And I was like, "Bro, you see that window right there? I'm outside of that window." And you guys were like, "He's fucked." And I was like, "Oh my god, I am. Why would I say that? Like, I'm so fucked." And I was destroyed that night.
It was funny. Like Lee doesn't really ever smoke, but then we had this like it just happened to be a tradition. I swear it was like Easter, right? Like
Easter,
3 Easters in a row. You'd come over and be like, "Yo," and we get like Snapchat memories. It's like, "Oh, last Easter, dude, you were so high." He's like,
"Fuck."
I mean, once a year, yeah. And then every time you get like super fucked up.
Yeah.
I remember you'd be on the couch and be like, "I can't." Like,
yeah, man, I was reenacting Jesus's death and resurrection.
Yeah, he's dead. He's gone for the weekend. He comes back on Monday.
Yeah, man, those were brutal.
Yeah, so we can squeeze in 2 more
Yeah, sure.
questiones.
Okay, I'll do the next one. Within yourselves, what are you most proud of?
I guess you wanna, or you have one or no?
Or no, like he has nothing to be proud of? Wow.
I mean, like,
Wow.
do you know what you're gonna say or no? That's what I mean, sir.
No, you go first.
Okay. This actually tied into one of the other questions I was gonna ask, but I remember. So it was around the time I was thinking about telling my mom that I was going. I didn't want to finish school, and there was this lady who was a teacher at my elementary school, but I was like good friends with her. Her daughter was like a year younger than me, and I knew her because like when I used to pick up Jake. So I was talking, and I was telling her like, yeah, I think I'm gonna take time off school, and I worked at Walmart at the time, like grocery store Walmart. And she was like, "Oh, she's like, you better finish." She's like, "People who don't finish, you you get stuck doing these warehouse jobs." And she's like, "My husband works a warehouse job, and he comes home every day. His back is sore now, and like I was like, who are you to like? Maybe if I want to do what I want to do, like who cares?" And I'm proud now to like where I've come. I still work in a warehouse environment, and I'm probably more successful than you ever were as a teacher.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to I was always like hoping that one day I could see her again and be like, "Oh, are you still teaching?" Like, yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm just I'm proud of where I've come. Again, with even the high hope, like my mom holds going to school very highly, but I'm proud that I can talk to her about what I've been able to do without being able to complete that. She said it's bigger to my mom to finish something you started, which I understand kind of that aspect of it, but it's also like I'm proud that I've been able to get like from a career perspective where I am now without having to go through that network.
Yeah, I also work in a warehouse environment, as everyone knows, because we mentioned on here before. But I'm with you, man. I think a lot of people don't realize really what warehouse jobs are and the potential of warehouse jobs. Like, you can make
Yeah.
a fuck ton of money, and it can be fairly prestigious. You don't have to do a lot of work. It's not always super laborious. Like, warehouse jobs are slept on. Slept on a lot.
Especially management. Like in management roles, there's like I don't know the last time I like physically did warehouse work, even when I was in like the operational aspect. Like, oh yeah, like sure, this week I'm picking orders. I've got to go grab 50 bathing suits. Like, oh my back, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think people put their spin on their own impression of like, oh, warehouse jobs. But it's like, maybe you just haven't like shoes.com was like I still refer to it as like one of the greatest warehouse jobs I ever had. And it was like there was no heavy lifting like at all, really. It was sick. I think there's like this notion or this not notion, but people have this what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's like a
preconceived.
It's like a preconceived idea of like physicality with warehouse jobs.
Yeah, they probably just imagine line work, like you're standing here and there's a conveyor belt and you're just taping the boxes.
Yeah. Right.
Lucas?
For me, as I was younger, when like elementary school wise, I didn't learn how to speak English until I actually entered school. So I had to be through all these like,
ESL.
like ESL, but also like learning disability courses. And basically, like I was always pulled out of classes because I needed extra help reading and writing, and I always got made fun of it. Like not massively, but I always got teased like, "Oh, like dude, you're so dumb, you can't even get shit." Like when I was in like and I had problems during elementary school, just like progressing, and I started to realize that it wasn't actually because, like I was dumb or I couldn't get stuff. Is I was just so unmotivated by school. I had no interest in it, and it made me super proud because a lot of like my friends who I went to, not friends, but people I knew who went to elementary school, high school, who always were those people who would be like, "Yo, like you're not like, you're too dumb to go to university and stuff." Like, dude, I just got my second degree. Like, and like it just like it's one of those things where like that was super, like it felt really accomplished for me. But also, I'm going in for another degree again, like shortly after. So I'm gonna be going in for another degree and I know I'm gonna succeed. And those people who doubted me are just like they're left behind. So like, right? And it's like it's because it's strictly because I was unmotivated. Like I was a kid who I'd wanted to go home and game. Like I felt like I wasn't learning anything in elementary school. Like I literally felt like the gaming community was teaching me more about even just life skills from people, because I was gaming with people who were like adults and like older teens already, who were just telling me like, yo, like that shit's not even important. You know what I mean? Like they're like teaching me like more, like even like the words like immunity. What does it mean to be immune to damage? Like resistances, like how that like works and stuff like that. Like I was learning that stuff in like grade 4, where like grade 4 was trying to teach me like how to write cursive, like
triple digit addition.
Yeah, like
yeah.
So
Carl's still waiting for you to learn.
Aren't we all, Carl? Aren't we all?
this is how to talk though. I can write some shit for you.
What about you, Lee? What's yours?
So like not my number one answer, but legit, I just built a shed in my wife to be's backyard.
Sucks.
And I'm pretty proud of it because like it's a project that I captained from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I had some help here and there, but like this was my project, and like I had to build the base and put the shed on it, and it was, you know, I am proud of it. But my real answer is
I just wanted to throw that in, huh?
I did, because I am proud of it. I think it's funny. Like I am proud of it though. Like it's just it's one of those things
It's cool.
that as a kid, you know, like you see your dad getting excited about the Canadian Tire flyer, and like, you know, dad's talking, you know, over like, oh look, that's a nice fucking shed. But now I'm that guy. Like I'm like,
You say it like that too? Do you say it like that?
that's a nice fucking shed. Yeah. No, but now like, you know, I look in the backyard and I see, I'm like, that is a nice shed. You know, like I did that shit. And I'm proud of it.
Does your wife dread going to like Home Depot with you because every time you walk by the sheds, you say that? She's like, oh, I fucking hate you.
We have a shed.
Oh, that's what. And then you just resume your regular conversation.
I'm absolutely that fucking guy now.
Do you
Like,
now judge
I get
other
excited
sheds?
at Home Depot, man. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I'll check out their foundations. I'm like, wow, look at this guy. It's not even six inches below the frost line. What the fuck? Shit like that. No, my real answer is definitely my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's something that I feel like I was just, you know, pretty good at. In no way, shape, or form am I the best, but I learned really quickly from it. It pushed me to do tournaments. I've placed in every single tournament I've ever been in. Always either a silver or gold medal. I'm happy about that. My skill set, it grows fairly quickly. Got my blue belt in like record time. You know, COVID fucked up the rest of my plans, but it's just been a great journey. It's been very successful, at least as far as the goals that I've set for it. Has been fantastic, and my just skills and just that whole journey is what I'm really proud of.
That's dope. That's dope. Carl says he's just kidding, Lucas. Good for you.
Thanks, Carl.
All right, Lucas, you want to throw in one last question and then we'll wrap it up? For just a couple minutes?
I'll throw in a quick one here. Would you rather be able to talk to land animals that fly, or animals in the sea? You can choose one of the three. What are you choosing? Now,
I'm going to say land animals because it plays more of an impact on my everyday life than like sea animals, I think.
Sorry, so when we say talk to them, like I can just communicate with, I don't control them or anything. Like I could
you just
be like,
communicate.
hey bear, what you doing? They're like, yo, fuck you. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I could just communicate.
Yeah, like if you talk to a tiger, it's probably not going to stop him.
Yeah, I still have to convince him, right?
You're like, Tony, you're great. He's like, fuck off, bro. Everyone says that.
Real original.
What if he gets flattered? He's like, everyone's been saying that recently, actually. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I am great. No, I'm with Carl on this. I pick flying for sure. Because they can do, like, they can cover all grounds. They can fly over the water. They got the sky. They got land as well. And I feel like I can gain more knowledge.
More use.
There's only a select set of birds that would give you the sea knowledge because not a lot of them migrate like that.
Right, but I mean, you'll still come across them. Like I could be like, "Yo, Seagull, what's the 401 traffic looking like today?" And you'll come back and be like, "Yeah, fuck, man."
You can just check that with your phone.
Yeah, fucking Waze.
Yeah, but
bro.
I mean, like,
Waze uses that technology. They communicate with the birds.
Have you tried communicating with people? Communicating with people can get you the same results sometimes.
Yeah, they literally do that on the radio.
Yeah, but they could pick up my food and stuff for me. I'd be like, "Yo, Seagull, I'll buy you a large fry that you can have for yourself, but just like bring my McDonald's home."
Yo, what if these seagulls keep like just like scamming you and just taking all your food? Like, nice try, loser.
Yeah, but I could threaten. I'd be like, "Yo, I'll break your fucking neck." Seagull.
Yeah, when you
just fly away.
You can talk to them or you can just understand them.
Both. Well, you can have a conversation. Like, yeah. Matt, you chose
I
ground.
pick birds.
You still on
Yeah,
ground?
I did
Well,
ground. Yeah.
flying. I pick air. Flying.
I would choose flying as well. I think for me, yeah, I don't know. I just like the whole aspect of like, yo, like, fuck up that guy's day. Just go shit on that guy's head right now. He's being a dick. Get all these seals are shit.
That's what you go to.
Yeah, man. My priorities are intense.
I'm with Carl again. I mean, him saying that they have the high ground, like just that idea of a different perspective, like that aerial view. Again, just that perspective alone.
What
I feel like
kind of view?
Aerial.
Oh, it sounded like you said that.
Yo, bro, you collect enough seagulls to just not seagulls, maybe hawks or something. Eagles. Eagles is the word I'm looking for. To pick you up by the shirt. Take me away.
Yo, the only thing that would be cool about sea animal conversations is you could be like, yo, tell me what's in like the deep waters that we can't go into.
Or is like water.
Like, what's down there?
More
yeah,
water.
and I could also tell them to stay the fuck away from me when I'm snorkeling. Like shit.
Do you think?
I hate when fish touch me.
Because I had thought about that too, but like, if I talk to a shark, I feel like sharks just don't give a shit what you have to say.
Wow, they're misunderstood.
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
don't think sharks are misunderstood. I understand that they're
No,
they're
they're
dicks.
I
so
think more
understanding.
people die from like hippos every year than sharks.
Yeah,
Sharks are more
and
empathetic
cows.
than you. Sharks are more empathetic than
Yeah,
you.
it's true. It's true. The other thing too that's interesting about sea animals is I think they're probably the most intelligent creatures. Like orcas, dolphins, octopus, they're very intelligent.
But what
creatures.
about raven?
I think more so than. No, I think they're smarter than ravens.
I don't know.
was
It's gonna
reading-
be hard.
I was reading a
Smarter
Reddit post.
than ravens. Here we're gonna find out really quick.
reading,
Crows and ravens are better problem solvers than dolphins. Done. Problem solvers. Which is more intelligent? We're gonna go into some Reddit right here. How do your friends define intelligence? Ravens would school dolphins any day of the week. Says one guy. Elf Dreams.
Oh, he's a credit for it.
Yeah.
No, but like, I was reading an article where someone was saying that, do you think that orcas understand the impact that humans can have on marine life, which is why they choose, like, you never hear about people getting attacked by an orca. And they're like, is it because they understand over generations the impact humans can have on marine life? And I was like, that's fascinating to think that.
It's a big gap to fill in, though.
Well,
yeah, it is.
Ravens are one of the only animals that can actually recognize their own reflection from just right away. Be like, oh, that's my reflection. Which apparently is like a major sign that we had identified in them as intelligence, because even sea animals don't have that. Yeah, but like evolutionary, why wouldn't dolphins develop that shit?
Because when the fuck are they looking at mirrors in the sea?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like reflections off the glass and stuff, like at aquariums and stuff, when they see like their own like reflection.
That's not evolution. You're in a fucking tank. That's not enough time to evolve.
But you don't think so?
No.
Why not?
Okay.
List 5 reasons why. That's the next question.
That's not evolution.
Yo, this is a special week. This is week 25. It's a quarter of 100. Half of 50.
Yeah.
1 of 25. 25 out of 25.
And next week will be half a year.
Yes, next week is half a year.
You're right. You're right. So thank you guys for joining us on this adventure we've called Causing a Ruckus. We'll probably do another AMA.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do one every 25. Is that a good call? Because sure. If that lines up and we have a guest, that's a pretty cool topic.
Yeah.
Be like an AMA with a guest in there. They'll bring their own questions.
Sure.
But yeah, maybe we'll do every 25 as an AMA. We'll see.
Yeah, thanks for people who have brought in some questions and who had set us up with some questions on our Insta.
Kyle, man, we really appreciate your input.
We just appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Carl.
We appreciate you.
God bless you.
And all
your
the other ones that have
soul.
been there from the start.
Yeah.
We thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everyone.
Peace up.
Ciao. I'm Dominic Finucci.